Here he comes with a giggle and a hop, running so fast that he just can't stop. Hello, Spot, Spot, hello.
Hello, Spot.
Happy little puppy, always on the go. Hello, Spot, wait for me. I want to come along and see the things you see.
When you see this character, it may bring back many memories from years gone by. And when you hear the name Spot, it probably brings back a lot more. The story of Spot is the story of parenthood in many respects. And as I became a father last year, I found Spot again for the first time since I myself was a young child. This video is titled Remembering Spot, because of just how much of an impact it's had on the lives of children all over the world. No matter which country you come from, chances are you have read or seen Spot before. He became a household name overnight and has created a legacy that would go on to teach children to be interested in books and inspire other children's books for years to come. Spot is a fictional puppy that first made his debut in Where's Spot?, a children's book created by Eric Hill. Born in 1927, Hill was an illustrator from Holloway, London. He grew up during wartime England and learned to draw at an early age. After reaching the age for national service, he had to join for the good fight, and when he finished his national service, he produced sketches for magazines and worked as a freelance illustrator and designer in advertising. It was around this time that he started producing an advertisement that had a paper flap. At the time, he had a 2-year-old son named Christopher, and he was captivated by lifting the flap. So Eric had a think and decided to write a story for his son. That storybook was the first ever appearance of Spot. Years later, he would go on to publish the story as Where's Spot?, which was an extraordinarily innovative board book with liftable flaps on almost every page. Puffin Books decided to publish the book in 1980, and within weeks, it topped the bestsellers list. Spot is a mischievous, playful and innocent little puppy. In the first book, his mother, later to be named Sally, went around their interesting house trying to find Spot, who had gone missing. But she ends up finding a bunch of other animals, later to become characters themselves. As the books went on, Spot's family grew. His dad was introduced along with his grandparents, and later a little sister was added to the series. As the years went on, more and more books were released. There were some of Spot's friends, Steve, Helen and Tom. They started to develop personalities as they grew as well, and eventually the latter two would be redesigned to give them a more appealing and friendly look for young children. In the year 1987, the BBC commissioned an animated series of Spot for young children to enjoy. The series, The Adventures of Spot, would go on to become just as loved as the book series, being redubbed and aired in countries all over the world. Even here in Japan, Spot was released as Koro-chan. They mostly followed the plots for the books, but in later episodes there were original stories as well. The series was produced by King Rollo Films, and they did stick in a funny reference here and there.
Spot snuggled down, cosy and warm. Ah yes, here we are. Tomorrow is Queen Gwen's birthday, the cook said to King Rollo.
As well as the occasional hilarious Geordie accent.
Hello, Tina. Have you seen Tom? No, said Tina. Have a cake.
I remember when I was younger, watching Spot the series on TV, and my sister, who's now in her 30s, does as well. My mum told me of when my sister was a very young child. She was given a large plush Spot for Christmas one year, and just couldn't leave it alone. There was something just about the simple character design and friendly, playful nature of the character that just really encapsulated the imagination of young children. Now, as I became a father myself, I rediscovered Spot one day at a bookshop looking for something to buy for my young son. When I saw it, I just had to buy it, and he absolutely loved it. He was still really young at the time and couldn't quite open the flaps, but it was just a matter of time before he could. For Christmas last year, we bought him a load of Spot books, and look at the expression on his face from just seeing the character. At this point, Leo was only 9 months old, but there's just something about Spot that brings joy to young children. In 2008, Eric Hill was appointed Officer of the Order of the British Empire. He sadly passed away 6 years later on the 6th of June 2014 at his home in California. Eric once said that children have far more intelligence and style than many adults credit them with, and that's something that I definitely agree with. Earlier this year, Spot reached his 40th birthday. That is 40 years of Spot, so I'm sure no matter where you are in the world, you've seen this character at some point. Thank you for these past 40 years, Spot. I really enjoyed your stories when I was a child, and now, more than 2 decades later, my son is 2. I can forgive the vast amounts of ripped pages we have to fix, but in the end, just by looking at your books, it brings such a smile to my son's face.